Good morning, guys. We've just learned in the last few minutes that Hillary Clinton is going to offer a public concession speech of sorts to at least make remarks, she says, to supporters and staff members, and that it'll be at a hotel in Midtown Manhattan, just a few blocks away from that convention space that she declined to visit in person last night. And that's where I'm walking to right now, on the streets of New York, to see if we can make it to this Hillary Clinton event.
And when is she planning on, she's going to speak publicly?
So she would speak publicly in just over an hour from now, and that will be the remarks that we've been so eagerly anticipating.
Yeah. Brad, do we know what the conversation was like between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump last night?
We don't know much, except that, we were told it was short and sweet. We've seen reports that say it was Huma Abedin calling Kellyanne Conway and then passing the phone, and that Donald Trump's side of the conversation was basically saying, "You were strong, I respect you." But that's just a report we've seen from another outlet. We don't have that confirmed yet, so we really don't know much. We also know that the president called Donald Trump. They have set up a time to meet, actually, tomorrow.
The latest numbers, I don't know if you were able to hear me, but she is winning the popular vote. And if that holds up, that's remarkable in and of itself.
Yeah, this would be the fourth time in history, if this result holds, that a candidate has lost the popular vote, has won the popular vote, and lost the election. The other time, of course, in 2000, and a couple of times back in the late 1800s. So that just speaks to how bizarre this last 24 hours have been in this election, that frankly, the Clinton campaign expected to win this. You could see it just from the venue they chose last night, this hulking convention space on the west side of Manhattan. They had to clean up confetti cannons that they never fired off, you guys. That's where the Clinton campaign was at.
Well, not only that, but Trump had a very subdued venue, so they thought they were going to lose. When Brad Melke last night, did you see the air start to leave the room?
There was a moment when Florida finally fell. When Florida went to Donald Trump, we had already started to see rumblings that Michigan and Wisconsin and perhaps Pennsylvania were up in the air. So when Florida went, all of a sudden, you saw gasps, you saw hands get thrown up in the air, because people knew that all of a sudden Donald Trump had a lot of different pathways to victory, that if he held on, if he just won one of those states, he could win. And, of course, right now we're looking at him potentially sweeping those states, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania.
9 days ago, we were talking about her being over 300 electoral college votes. Now it looks like he very much might be over 300. But, Brad, it's also kind of like Lucy taking the football from Charlie Brown, in that they were expecting a win, they were anticipating a win, and then it didn't happen. So in some ways, it's worse if it was close and tight till the very end.
Well, and I just can't overstate how devastated the Clinton campaign was by all this. They did not see it coming, and so you saw people walking into this convention hall dancing. Some were wearing costumes. People were high-fiving walking in. The music was bumping. Very different scene in the Trump camp, by the way, and that's when fortune started to shift. By the end of the night, people were walking out in tears, and I'm not just talking about supporters. I'm talking about staffers.
Brad Melke, I asked Alex Stone this. I'll ask you this. You had a front row seat for history last night. What are you going to tell your grandkids?
Well, I tell them that this was the culmination of the most bizarre campaign that I've ever seen in my lifetime. Can't imagine much that would happen before that, but that would happen after that, although we have 4 years of President Donald Trump ahead of us, so who knows what might happen between now and then. Brad
Melke, ABC News correspondent, live, walking in Manhattan to get to the news conference. We'll carry that live as well. Brad, thanks for checking in. There you go. I did see Claire McCaskill yesterday.
Oh, where did you see her?
She was at the Clinton campaign on television. I saw her.
Oh, you saw? Okay.
And they were interviewing her. And
toward the end or in the beginning, or
it was early in the evening.
Okay.
And on DirecTV they had this thing called election headquarters, where they had every channel on one channel. So I could switch from Fox to MSC to CNN to BBC World.
See them all at once?
To Bloomberg. Yeah.
Okay.
I had like 6 channels I could choose from. So anytime you could just change the sound and still watch all the. It was sort of like sensory overload. But anyway. Senator McCaskill was on Fox last night, also on MSNBC, and I think Rachel Maddow was interviewing her. And she said, "What is it? Tell me your feelings as a woman, potentially getting ready to watch a woman become president of the United States. And she talked glowingly about her mom, and I'm going to miss my mom today. She told me I could end up doing anything I wanted, and to see, possibly this woman becoming president and Jason Kander becoming senator and Chris Kostner becoming governor. Boy, this is going to be a historic night.
None of it happened.
Boom. 15 minutes later, everyone's crying in their soda.
Yeah.
It's one for the books. We've got numbers. Oh,